all your eyes on the board. First you should know how much space you require. So I'm going to write a big circle like this. Make sure you have space all around. So full page, one full page for this. Okay, wait, no, this is equator, 0 degree, this is 30 south, 60 north, 60 south. All of you pay attention now. So we all know tropical regions receive very high insolation throughout the year. In the month of March, sun is over equator. April, May, June, sun goes here. Then July, August, September, sun comes back to equator. Okay. October, November, December, sun comes to Tropic of Capricorn. December, January, February, March, sun comes back to equator. So all of you know that as well. So all of you should know, sun remains Tropic of Capricorn in the month of December 22nd. Then after that, January, February, March. This is sun's location. March 21st. March. Then April, May, June. Sun comes to northern hemisphere. June 21st. June 21st. Okay, this is Tropic of Cancer. This is equator. Then again June, July, August, September. Sun comes back to equator now. September. Now we are in this month. September 23rd. Sun is back over equator. Okay. Then after September, October, November, December, back to Tropic of Capricorn. December 22nd. For your reference, I am writing India also. This is where we are. India. So September, sun is over here, over South India now. He is moving back over South India. That is the reason you feel the heat. September heat, October heat bolte हैं इसको. Okay. September, October it will be very hot, kind of dry heat. Okay, sun is here. Then he comes here slowly back to southern hemisphere. So twice a year he'll be over equator. Agree? Sun is over equator twice a year, exactly over the equator. September, March. Okay, please remember this. So throughout the year, equatorial areas receive very high insolation because sun remains between Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. Throughout the year, equator receives very high insolation. So equatorial regions heat up. Temperature increases here. Air becomes hot. Hot air goes up. Hot air goes up like this. Once the hot air goes up, what happens? It diverges here. As per George Hadley, this hot air goes up to the poles. But what happens now is, when this hot air diverges here, it cools here only. It doesn't have to go all the way there. It cools here, and when it cools, it sinks back here. In this subtropical region only, it sinks back. Please remember this. The hot air first goes up in convection up to the height of 16 kilometers here. This air is taking moisture also. So all the moisture will condense to form clouds here. Clouds are formed. Cumulonimbus clouds. It will rain here only, over this. Since hot air going up, low pressure is formed here. Low pressure over the equator. Okay, near the equator, the air goes up, causing low pressure. This is called as equatorial low pressure belt. Equatorial low pressure belt. Please remember this. Equatorial low pressure belt. Why? Because hot air goes up, taking the moisture. The moisture condenses to form clouds, come back as rain here. So equatorial areas receive convectional precipitation, yesterday's class. Heavy rain throughout the year, equator. This area receives very high rain. That is the reason we have hot, wet climate here. That is the reason we have rainforest here. You can know now. This air, dry air now. This is dry air here. Because after the formation of the cloud, this is dry air. Dry air, as it comes here, it will cool fast. Dry air will cool. When it cools, become dense, comes down. So this is the dry air coming down. As a result, no rain here. No rain in this belt. No rain in this belt. Okay. This is called as subtropical high pressure belt. Why? Because air is coming down in the subtropical belt. This is the subtropical region. Subtropical region. Air is descending down. So high pressure belt. Since it is dry air, no rain. As a result, desert. All the deserts of the world are here in this belt, 30-degree belt. You see Sahara desert, Thar desert. You got it? Here, Kalahari, Namib desert, Victoria desert. All the deserts of the world in subtropical belt. Why? Because air is dry. Dry air comes down. Hot, dry desert is formed. in this. After coming down, what happens to this air? All of you notice, pay attention. This part of this air, after coming down, part of it goes towards temperate, other part comes back to equator. Here also, part of it comes back to equator, other part goes to temperate. So completing the circulation. So this is called as Hadley cell. These two are called as Hadley because it was first suggested by Hadley cell. The first cell is called as Hadley cell. This is the first convection cell over the tropics within our troposphere. Notice this, friends, all of you. This air is coming from high pressure area towards low pressure. See, low pressure, high pressure to low pressure. Wind always move from high to low on the surface, high to low on the surface. Now apply Coriolis force because wind doesn't come straight. Because of Earth rotation, we have Coriolis force. The Coriolis force will deflect this wind in the northern hemisphere to the right. Southern hemisphere to the left. Yesterday's class, Coriolis force. Apply Coriolis force to this. To the right of this wind. Aisa hoga. Right. Southern hemisphere to the left. Like this. So, all the wind that comes here comes like this. Deflected. From high pressure to low pressure, it gets deflected. Like this. The wind doesn't come straight. Because of the Coriolis force, it gets deflected. To the right of this wind in northern hemisphere, to the left of this wind in southern hemisphere. Notice the wind direction now. If you have to name them, see here, north, south, east and west. All of you know this. Notice this direction. The wind is coming from like this. Northeast. This is called as northeast winds. See this one. The wind direction is like this, southeast. Winds are always named according to the direction from where they are coming. Kahan se aa rahe hain? Okay, so it is coming from this northeast. This is coming from this southeast in southern hemisphere. These winds earlier helped us in trade. Remember sailboats? The sailboats I told you in the oceans. Cholas used it. Christopher Columbus used it. Vasco da Gama used it to travel, to carry out trade. So these winds used to help traders to carry out trade. Earlier, majority of the trade up to 20th century was in tropics only. Everybody wanted to come to India or Southeast Asia. As a result, most of the trade was where? Here. So these winds benefited trade. Helped in trade. So the name trade winds. Northeast and southeast, trade winds. Northeast and southeast, trade winds. These two winds are converging where? They are coming close to equator and they are converging here. They are coming from the tropics. They are converging near the equator. Intertropical Convergence Zone, ITCZ. This belt is called as ITCZ. Spelling I'll write here. Intertropical Convergence. See the word convergence zone. ITCZ is a zone where the two winds converge. Correct. Across the tropics they come and converge. ITCZ. So Arabs used to call this belt as doldrums. A calm equatorial area is called as doldrums. The winds converge and they go up, creating a calm condition on the surface. So the name doldrums. Arabs used to call this place as a doldrum. Doldrums. Okay. I don't have space, so I'm writing. I'll clear it later. Okay. So remember this doldrums part here. So notice this cell is over now. We are done with this cell. This is tropopause. Don't forget tropopause here. Okay. Zone of constant temperature here. Transition zone between troposphere and stratosphere. Tropopause also I am marking. Now next, see this now. This is the warm air mass going towards the temperate warm air mass because it is going from the tropical region. Initially it is dry here, but as it goes up it picks up moisture. Initially here it is dry because it's desert belt. As it goes it picks up moisture from lakes, rivers, ocean. Okay, this is warm air mass. Warm air mass. Now notice polar regions are cold because they receive less insulation. Cold, deficit energy. Cold air is what? Dense. Cold air is dense. Cold air is dense here, you can see. And also polar regions have higher gravity. Cold, dense air comes down towards the poles, causing polar high pressure, creating polar high pressure zones, polar high pressure zones here and here. Two reasons I have given. One is cold air is heavy, dense, comes down, plus gravity. Gravity is high near the poles. So air comes down, creating polar high pressure. This cold air, part of the cold air comes down here. Can I call cold air mass as K? Yesterday's class. Cold air mass is K. Warm air mass is W. Frontal precipitation. Remember the class? Warm air mass, cold air mass, when they meet, what happens? Two contrasting air mass. One of them will go up. Which one? Warm. Yes. The warm air mass normally goes up because it is rarer. So as it goes up, this boundary is called as front. Yes, very good. Front. This is called as front. Front. So the warm air mass goes up like this. What happens when the warm air mass goes up? Moisture also goes up because warm air mass carries moisture. All the moisture will condense to form clouds. Here, clouds. Cumulonimbus clouds, nimbostratus clouds form, give rain. 60 degree receives rain here. Here. What type of rain? Frontal rain. Yesterday's class I was discussing this. Frontal precipitation occurs which along the 60 degree north, 60 degree south. Please remember this. Once this happens, what happens now? Next, this air become dry. Dry air diverges here. See, like this. It will cool, sinks back here near the high pressure. Same. Here also, the part of the air goes to the poles, become dry, comes back, completing the cell. This is called as Ferrel cell. Ferrel, William Ferrel, remember William Ferrel. This is called as polar cell. Polar cell. Same is here. This dry air will diverge here. Part of it will cool, comes back here, completing the Ferrel cell. This also, the air goes here, cools, comes back, completing the polar cell. So 3 cells. Instead of 1 meridional, there are 3 cells now. 1, 2, 3. So tricellular. So the word tricellular model of atmospheric circulation. Okay. So this is how the heat is transferred from one cell, another cell, so on. So let's concentrate on the wind now. Surface winds. All of you pay attention to the wind. Here, this one. Warm air mass. From high pressure it is going here. See here, like this. Notice that once it comes here, part of the air mass is going up. So as a result, when the air goes up, low pressure is created here. So we have subpolar, because it is close to polar. Subpolar, low pressure belt. Low pressure belt here also. Subpolar, low pressure belt. Why low pressure? Because air is going up. Part of the air is going up. Okay. So notice how many pressure belts we have. 1, equatorial low pressure belt 1. 2, subtropical high. Subpolar low, 5. Polar high. 7 pressure belts we have on Earth. This itself is a question. How many pressure belts are there on the Earth? 7. How is it arranged? Low, high, low, high. See how it is arranged. Low pressure belt, high pressure belt. Low pressure belt, high pressure belt. Remember this. Now see here. So from high pressure, the air is coming here. It is meeting the cold air mass. Notice. Apply Coriolis force now. This one, northern hemisphere to the right. Like this, right. Like this. Southern hemisphere, see the arrow mark. Arrow mark left, like this. Like this. Left. Okay. So notice this, both these two. They appear to come from the, one second, notice both of them appear to come from the west. So the Westerlies. They are called as Westerlies because north, south, east, west. Westerlies. They are called as Westerlies. Don't you think they are opposite to trade winds? This is trade winds. Opposite of trade winds. Anti-trade. Opposite of trade. So anti-trade. Anti-trade. Here. Westerlies are also called as anti-trade winds. Anti-trades. Okay. Please remember this. Now, notice this one now. Last one. Polar region, say. We are getting this cold air mass now. From polar region. Northern hemisphere to the right of this. Like this. This line is without Coriolis force. This is with Coriolis force. I am writing 2 lines. Without Coriolis force, with Coriolis force. So that you will understand. So notice. Here also. Southern hemisphere to the left. Like this. Polar region, say it is coming. It is cold and it's called as polar easterlies. Because they come from the east. polar easterlies. Polar easterlies. Polar easterlies. These are all surface winds. On the surface you can feel it. Let's say you go to Antarctica. Antarctica, on the surface you feel polar easterlies. Let's say you go to Australia, southern Australia, you'll feel this wind, westerlies. You go to northern Australia, you feel this southeast trade winds. Okay, you come to India, you feel this northeast trade winds. You got it. Then you go to temperate China, you get westerlies. You go to Russia, Siberia, Russia, you find these two both here meeting over 60 degree. Arctic region, you'll get this. On the surface we feel this. These are all called as surface winds. On the surface we have got trade winds, westerlies, westerlies, polar easterlies, polar easterlies. These winds plus these three cells together, it's called as global atmospheric circulation. Together it is called as global atmospheric circulation. This is the heading. Atmospheric circulation. Circulation, also called as tricellular model.